Welcome to this Crystal Ball Conversation. My name is Craig Amstersinger. I'm joined by Steve Lapis at Davidson. Tom Pecor, the head coach of the Hofstra Pride. Guys, we want to know who's going to be this year's George Mason, that mid-major team that comes out of nowhere and makes a serious run. Maybe not to the Final Four. Is it Hofstra? Who do you think?
Well, I'm not going to talk about my own team. That would be gauche, wouldn't it? But I'm going to talk to you about Davidson College. I think Bob McKillop down at Davidson is one of the best coaches in America, and you know what he's done down there year in and year out in a tough Southern Conference. I think this is the year for him with a bunch of young players, but he's really got them going. A couple of years ago, he was undefeated, lost in his tournament, and didn't get a bid. He's going to have to bang heads this year with Appalachian State possibly in the final game, but I really think Davidson's going to make some noise.
The Winthrop Eagles, Greg Marshall's team has been to 6 of the last 8 NCAA tournaments. That's more experience than a lot of the so-called power conference teams are going to have. They've played a very difficult schedule. They won at Missouri State, so I hope the committee doesn't take Missouri State over them. They have terrific guards, a real high scorer in Terrell Martin. They almost beat Tennessee last year as a 15 seed. I think they'll get a better seed this year, which could spark them on a run.
How about a team like Marist? Now, I'm not saying Marist is going to end up going to the Final Four, but here's a team that's got a tremendous point guard. One of the best point guards in the country. 3 players in the country averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, and he's one of them. And when you have a point guard that good and you shoot threes, they made 17 threes the other day in a game. That's a good combination for one of those mid-major teams.
Oh, let's go on the other side of the spectrum. We'll come right back at you. A team that's maybe ranked, getting a lot of hype, that may be overhyped. Who do you think?
Nevada. I think Nevada could be overhyped. I mean, Nick Fazekas is a really good player. They don't have much of a bench. They don't have a big guy to really – I mean, he's kind of an in-between player. He can face the basket. Not a great post-up player. They don't have a true center in there. I think they could get burnt. They only have one really good shooter on the team.
What about you, Seth?
I think you are so far off on Nevada. By the way, I think they could be a Final Four team. That's another team with a lot of great experience, and I love Marcellus Kemp. But I digress. You know, it's easy to throw.
Who told you to go
Memphis.
after me?
I'm sorry. Because you've forgotten more basketball than I'll ever know. I understand.
I didn't say that.
But you know, it's easy to keep talking about Memphis. But you know, I think a team that might be a little bit overhyped in that regard is Air Force. I think the shine is off them a little bit. They have not played well on the road. They're exposed defensively. I think they're getting predictable offensively. I know they're a good system team and they're experienced, but if you don't rebound and you don't play good defense, you're not going to go far in the NCAA tournament.
Coach, does it hurt when you hear you've got your team set up, they're ranked, and you hear the media saying your team is overhyped? And how do you handle that?
I don't believe any of you guys. I'll tell you what, unless you're in practice every day with the team, you really don't know what's going on with that ball club. And you can only coach one team your own. You know, as coaches, we know that. So you really have, you know, your finger on the pulse of what a team is all about when you're coaching them. So it's hard for people on the outside, whether you see a game or two. So much more happens in practice, chemistry of a team. All of those things come into play. So I just like to listen and laugh.
The reason why we don't know anything, by the way, is because all the coaches lie to us and won't tell us all this stuff that's going on in the locker room. If we're wrong, it's your fault, too.
I'm the only one who tells you the truth.
That's true. That's true.
He listens and laughs. You may do the same thing. If you do and you like us still, hey, join us next time from the Fieldhouse here in New York City.